Alright YouTube, Scipio2 here. Gonna make a couple of quick little infomercial type videos, if you will, regarding this newest rifle that a couple of videos you may or may not have seen I've posted here in the last day or so. So we have this Colt 22 caliber M4. It's made by Walther. Supposedly it's a great gun, excellent reputation, yada yada yada. But right out of the package, it had a problem. And to Colt/Walther's credit, we called them immediately, like literally within 15 minutes of taking it out of the box. And they were quick to answer the phone. Didn't have any problems with any kind of language barrier, anything to that effect. And they were most concerned, helpful, and so forth. The downside to that is what they insisted we do was package the gun up, print out a return label that they would email us, and send the rifle back to them so that they could completely inspect it. That's not cool. That's not good. Nobody wants to do that with their brand new toy. So instead I decided to take it upon myself to figure out what exactly was going on. And I made a slight mention of this the other day, but today I'm going to go into it in a little more detail, so to speak. So here's the gist of it. Here's your port door, right? And you may or may not be able to tell right off the bat that it does look a little different than your standard mil spec. While the pattern and the shape and the overall dimension and size are the same, this part here, which is what holds the actual latch tab, is different. Basically you've got this pot metal piece with a rubbery plastic tab right here and right here on the back of it that oscillate up and down and catch the little nub right inside the ejection port. So that's all fine and gravy. But the problem was when you would pull the charging handle, or try to pull the charging handle, it wouldn't move. You had to literally slam the butt of the rifle while pulling on the charging handle on the ground to get the extra leverage to get it to actually pop. You saw it actually stumbled there. While that's kind of crappy, it's a far cry better than what it was. Another odd thing is, notice how loose the port door is in that opening. That opening is definitely a little bit larger than a standard mil-spec receiver. But anywho, the way this works is when this section here, which you can see is now teardropped, sort of, I guess, whatever you would call that, this side to the right over here was literally flat. It was perfectly square, 90 degrees up and down. The bolt has a notch in it, just like an AR bolt system, only this one is the top half, not the whole bolt, as it is on a standard mil-spec AR bolt. So that is apparently why they can't use a standard port door, because this barreled section is the full length, whereas this one is just this portion of it right there. The rest of this is very thin, and thus it allows it to close all the way. Anywho, the problem is this notch is rounded on both sides. And you can see it's ramped on one side, but like I said, it was very square, damn near 90 degrees on the other side. So when it's closed, it's up against the bolt, and when you tried to pull it, it went into a bind. So I took a file, a rasp file, and aggressively notched that down to give it a more round shape, profile, whatever, so that it would more easily pop when pulling the charging handle. So that's the quick, cheap, easy fix for that, I guess. Cheap being the fact that it didn't cost me nothing more than about 10 minutes of my time. But, you know, nobody wants to have to tinker with a gun that's brand new to make it functional. You know, sure, everybody wants to add go-fast parts and that kind of thing, but to make it properly functional, that's not cool. But anyway, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot an email back to Walther and tell them, hey, how about you just send me another port door? This is what I found, and see if the new port door has a correct profile. Maybe this one somehow got overlooked and missed a machining process or something. I don't know. And basically explain to them what I did. And if they're not interested in that, then I'm going to let it ride, and we'll see what comes of it. Make sure it works okay and all that. But for now, that's what I had talked about, or actually not talked about, but mentioned the other day, and that's what the deal was. So if for some reason you find yourself picking up one of these rifles and you have that same issue, take a look at that, see what your situation is, and if you're like us and you can't even get it open no matter what, the trick is knock the E-clip off, slide the pin back, and manipulate the door, and it'll obviously come open that way. But there it is. Anywho, that's the Scipio 2 approved quick fix, temporary patch, band-aid, whatever, for the sticking port door and charging handle on the Colt Walther M4 22 clone. Thanks for watching. Hope some of y'all find this helpful and informative. If you did, please hit that like button, and as always, give us a subscribe. Stay tuned to what we're doing. Take care of yourselves, guys and girls. Take care of each other, and as always, God bless. Thanks for watching.